We're back. As I said in the previous video, there's going to be 2 videos today. I will get them both edited today. Obviously, you don't need to know that because you've seen them both up at this point because this is video number 2. I'm still alliterating with my hands. This is prompt number 4 for doll backstories. This was supposed to go up on Monday the 11th. Doesn't matter at this point because I don't have my watch. I can't tell what the date is and I don't care. Anyways, there's 2 ways that I feel that you can attack this prompt. I've been attacking these prompts in kind of my own way. The way it is listed, all of these prompts will be listed as the BJD Addicts dictated. One moment, had to fix my autofocus. All these prompts will be listed as the BJD Addicts created them down below. I've been taking that format, which is kind of like, in the last one, funny stories. In this one, doll backstories. Kind of using it as a 1-2 word or sentence prompt and running with it on my own. Doing with it what I will instead of going to the YouTube video that they created as if the YouTube video is right over there. It's not. It's down there. And really researching it. I'm not doing that, and I'm not going to. I'm simply taking the statement piece, using it as a prompt and running with it. So this one is backstories. I will say that some of my dolls have them, some of them don't, which could be the way you attack this prompt with which dolls have them, which don't. And you kind of explain which dolls that you've got that have them and which dolls that you have don't. And why. That kind of situation. But I'm going to go into a little more detail in the sense of I'm only going to talk about my BJDs here. I'm not going to really get into my American Girl crew, which are there and on a bookcase over there, which you can't see. And I'm going to do a room tour probably at the end of March because I'm going to have my other shelf up that will connect to this one and run along this way. So you'll be able to see my Barbies, my American Girls, and everything that's going on in this room. But I'm only going to really talk about my BJDs today. And I'm going to kind of give a snippet of their backstories. We will, and I'm sorry I'm not going to pick up each and every one. I do not feel well. I do not want to get my existing crud and germs all over my dolls because then I got to clean them and no. But we have Filthy Yarn, which is an Imple doll, Chad. Oh, you can see him. He's right here. That's impressive. He's not up on the shelf. He is one of several species of immortals, not supernaturals, it's different. Several species of immortals in my group. He was raised by a small mountain tribe from birth. He was not found as an adolescent, no. He was born into this group and he was raised by them. After a tragic accident, he was cursed. He lost all of his memories. I still have not placed the timeline here. I'm thinking he lost probably this event took place, the cursing and the loss of memories, probably in his teens. Moving on. We have Phelan, which you can see. I might not have to pick up any of these. Right here. That is the son of Filthy Yarn. Right there. They were separated when well, separated would indicate that they knew each other at some point. They never knew one another. So Fjoltjarn never knew that he had a child whatsoever, and he never knew who his father was. And at this point, because I'm not storytelling or photo storying, I really haven't gotten to the point of introducing them. He has been raised by a different group from his father. So the small village group that raised him was not the one responsible for raising him. Garen, which is way up here and I'm not picking him up, he is the Impel Doll Aries sculpt, small horns, kind of a-hole face, is one of the mini shepherd. I call them shepherds in my story. You can basically think of them as being responsible for raising supernaturals and immortals that are orphans. He was the one that was responsible for raising Phelan here. Telio, which is the vampire here, eldest and only son to a rich family. He was turned, unlike most of the rest of my supernatural group, so where he is part of an immortal species, like they are born this way, he was turned. So he's just the eldest and only son to a rich family. He was turned at this point. He has lived through a very long life as being a vampire. I haven't really fleshed out his personality that much at this point, other than the fact that I'm really over this whole cliche kind of like, I don't want angsty vampire, and I don't want power-hungry vampire. I think I want comfortable vampire. I think I want comfortable, rested. Just, yeah, that's what I am. No, I'm not gonna fight the bloodlust. Like, I just am. Then you have Louis here. He was turned years after Telio in what I call feeder dens. If you're really familiar with vampire books, you would have a large group of vampires. They gather in dens, buildings, whatever, where other vampires would take humans, cattle, and just so happens they dropped off a child, Louis, when he was human. Telio did not agree with it because he was a child, not an adult. Telio stopped it, and, well, he didn't stop it, unfortunately. Louis was turned because he had already been bitten on. But because of the events that took place, they kind of bonded, and they have stuck together since. Then you have Chiron, which is an Impel Doll Chad also, which is the brother to Filterin. He was raised by a separate group than Chad altogether. The two differences between the clans, however, it's kind of a very yin and yang, where Filterin's clan saw him as an omen of the apocalypse. You have Chiron's group, which saw him as a blessing, as this white dove. He was going to be the answer to some problem. Both villages saw them as something entirely different, either an omen or an opportunity. So those are the ones that I have now. And I think there is a grand total of 6 more coming. That's the 3 that I have ordered. I'm holding up this one for no reason. The 3 that I have ordered. The one that my partner has ordered. Maybe it's just 5. The one that my partner has ordered, and the free gift. So that's 5. So there's 5 more coming at some point that will all have to be incorporated. I don't know if my partners will be incorporated into this. So there's at least 4 that will all have to be incorporated down into this web universe. But we're only at about 11 minutes, so I'm cutting it down right now. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. And if any of you have any suggestions or tweaking to any of this, I'm super open-minded and I don't mind. I hope you all have a great day, and bye.